Finding the right members for your band is a lot like dating, except for with significantly less sex and significantly more smelling each other's farts in vans. On top of finding people that absolutely kill it with their instruments, these people need to be able to have great communication skills and chemistry with you. You'll likely try out multiple people and go through a bunch of different lineup changes. And in the process, you'll find out the difference between what you think you like and what you actually like. Now, for example, back when I was getting started, I thought that I wanted band members that were band monogamous, that were only in one band. My band. Now flash forward to today, and half my band is in multiple different bands, and I'm totally cool with it. I also thought that I would only recruit members that lived within a 20-mile radius of where I lived. Flash forward to today, I have a drummer who lives 3.5 hours away in a different state. Now that being said, there's a lot of people that you need to start jamming with and going on musical dates with, so to speak. So I'm gonna give you the top 6 techniques that I personally use to find the most relevant and qualified musicians in the shortest amount of time. Enjoy. Now let's start backwards. Number 6, finding people on Facebook. I'm assuming you've already tried posting statuses looking for members and that hasn't worked for you. So I'm going to teach you how to leverage the power of Facebook groups. Alright, so log on to Facebook and go to your search bar. Now type in different variations of where you live, as well as the genre of music. So in my instance, I would type something like San Francisco metal. If that search didn't turn up any good Facebook groups, I would change that to something like Bay Area metal. Alright, this one looks promising. Now join the groups with the relevant titles and big followings. If there is none, consider starting one. Now you're going to want to post in Facebook groups with 3 important things. A description of your band with a link, a description of what you're looking for, as well as a way to get in contact with you. So, for example, I would type something like, "Attention vocalists, my band, Rusty Fork Lobotomy, is looking for a permanent vocalist. We sound like Thy Art is Murder and Silverstein and are located in Fremont, California. Here's a link to our latest recordings. Qualifications. You must be at least 18 years old, have a driver's license, a car, reliable gear, and the desire to tour seriously. If interested, send me a message on Facebook. Serious inquiries only. Thank you. Smiley face." Now be sure to scroll down to see if maybe there are any vocalists or guitarists looking for you. Who knows, maybe they've been trying to find you before you've been trying to find them. One thing you can also do is go through the members of the Facebook group. Scroll through it to see if you could find anybody demonstrating that they are what you were looking for. In this example, since I'm looking for a vocalist, I'm going to be on the lookout for anybody whose profile photo consists of them and a microphone. Here's one. Now once I find the person that meets this criteria, I'm going to click on their profile and send them a message. You just never know what will happen until you try. Alright, so tip number 5. You should be posting and searching on Craigslist as well. If you don't know what Craigslist is, it's one of the big internet hubs where people go to look for other people, services, and goods. So with that being said, there's a lot of people that use Craigslist to specifically find other musicians to start bands with. Find the closest geographical location, go to community, go to musicians, and then type in keywords for what you're looking for. And I guarantee that you'll see a decent amount of postings. My friends in this awesome band called Raiju pretty much are a Craigslist band. They found the majority of their members using Craigslist. And these guys are some of the most mind-blowing musicians that I know. So definitely worth your time to use Craigslist. Although Facebook and Craigslist are great ways to reach out to multiple people in a short amount of time, this typically results in more flakes. The reason why this is so is that there's a lot of fucking weirdos on the internet, and people just don't know somebody who's reaching out to them who's saying, "Hey, join my band." Not to mention, it's a lot easier to forget somebody if you haven't met them in person. So if you get a lot of flakes, that's why. So let's discuss the next tip where you're actually gonna meet people in real life and use the real networks that you have. Step 4. Go to local shows of your band's genre and ask the attendees to try out for your band. So you gotta understand, at local shows, the majority of people attending these play an instrument and are musicians themselves. Simply strike up a conversation with any of these individuals and then just see where it goes. I remember once I went to a local show near where I lived and I was actually waiting in line because I had to take a piss really badly. And these two other guys that are waiting in me seemed cool, and I struck up a conversation, told them I was looking for a vocalist, and what do you know, a week later we were jamming. Now if you want to take it a step further and really increase the odds that you'll find somebody who's into your shit, burn CDs of your band's music and hand them out along with your contact information. It's fucking awesome because A, it shows that you're proactive, and B, handing out CDs to people is a way better conversation starter than being like, hey guys, metal's awesome, right? Am I right, guys? Yeah? I've been down that road. It's not pretty. Alright, so tip number 3. In addition to asking the actual attendees who are at the local show, ask the members of the bands playing if they're interested in jamming. I know right away, some of you guys are probably going like, hey no, I can't do that. They're in a band that just played. I don't want to steal their members. First of all, just ask them. You don't know what they're thinking, and the worst that could happen, the absolute worst that can happen, is that they could say, hey, sorry man, I don't have time. That's honestly the worst that's gonna happen. Also get this, my guitarist Bobby actually approached me after his band played a set. So it's not a big deal. There's musicians actively seeking multiple projects. There's literally multiple musicians in my area who've been in 3 bands at the exact same time. I think this one guy's actually in like 5, I could be wrong. So get that idea of band monogamy out of your head. Get with the times. Alright, moving on to tip number 2. Ask your non-music scene friends if they know anybody who's down to join your band. Let me repeat that. Ask your non-music scene friends if they know anybody who's down to join your band. Listen, sometimes the best fit for your musical project can be literally next door or friends with your friends. Heck, they could even be your friends. Think about it logically. Do you get along with your friends? Yes, you have chemistry. Now, do your friends get along with their friends? Yes. So because you get along with your friends, then the chances are high that you get along with your friend's friends. So you guys are more likely to have chemistry, similar values, similar backgrounds, the whole shebang. So funny story actually, my bassist George was actually a friend of mine before we jammed. And he hit me up probably about a year or 2 before I actually asked him to jam and, see what he's all about. It's not like I was maliciously being like, no, I will not give you the time of day and jam with you because you are not in the music scene. No, it wasn't like that at all. He just slipped off my radar because I was mainly focused on the music scene. So be sure to widen your scope to your friends circle. And it very well could surprise you. By the way, if you're watching this, George, I love you, man. Alright, now my final and favorite tip is this. Play shows with fill-ins and advertise for members there. This is great because you get to play shows and not have full members and look for members all at the same time. Win-win-win. But yeah, ask local musicians who happen to already be in bands already if they're down to just fill in for your band's set. And if you have to, throw them some money. It's fine. Because if they're well connected, then they're probably going to bring their friends and you're going to have more people seeing your show. Now when you're playing this show, make sure that you kick ass and impress everybody with your awesome music. And in between a couple of songs, just say, thank you so much for Bradley for filling in on guitar. By the way, we're looking for a full-time guitarist. If anybody here likes what they see, then hit us up. This is particularly powerful for recruiting people because people get to see you in person. They get to see your music live in the flesh, in the best possible form. Not to mention, a lot of bands, they try and take off, but a lot of them break up before they could even play a show. So it sends out the message that we're serious and we are gonna make shit happen. If you're down to be serious too, join us. And this ended up working for me. I ended up getting a member. Now, just because you know these methods does not guarantee you success. There are a couple of problems that you're going to encounter along the way. For example, some people that you contact just aren't going to be that interested. Some people are going to respond a couple of times, check you out and just straight up not like your music. Some people are going to jam with you and they're going to suck really badly. Some of them are going to jam with you and they're going to be amazing players but just weird people. Some of them are going to be awesome players, but for the life of them, they're just not dependable. Some of them are perfect in every way, except for they flake and then you never hear from them again. So a lot of these different people, for different reasons, just are not going to work out. And that's just the reality of things. However, whenever you feel yourself being discouraged, stop it. Think about it in these terms instead. Every person that doesn't work out and every single person that flakes is bringing you one step closer to finding that perfect match, your musical soulmate, so to speak. And trust me, because I've done this multiple times across 10 years. When you find that perfect person, it makes everything worth it, and it increases your band's collective drive exponentially. So just hang in there, man. I know that you've got it in you. Doing music is your dream, and with each person, you're that much closer to achieving it. Also, you should know that things get easier and easier as you grow on and become more and more experienced in your musical career. At this point, since I've been in a couple of bands, gone on a couple of tours, and networked everywhere, I know a lot of people. So with that being said, it's a lot easier for me to find people that are committed and serious if I were to hypothetically stop my band right now and start a brand new one. Because I've built up my personal musical resume, people will take me a lot more seriously, and the exact same thing will happen to you. You'll get there eventually. All you have to do is focus on trying the next person out. That's all it'll take. Just one person at a time, one step at a time, and I promise you'll be there. Well guys, that's it. You know my tricks and my secrets for when it comes to recruiting new members. However, this is only one small piece of the overall puzzle, and a lot of questions remain. For example, if I bring someone into my band and they're just not working out, what's the best way to kick them out? How do you optimize and increase the quality of people that apply for your band? What's the best process to try out and onboard a new member? Why do I keep losing amazing members from my band? How do I even market my band anyway? How do we get our first show? Don't worry guys, I fully intend on going in depth with each of these topics, but I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed, so I'm breaking it up. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our mailing list so you could keep up with our content as we answer all of these tough questions. And be sure to let us know either by email or comments how helpful you found this video. Alright, later guys. Good luck searching for members. I'll see you on the other side.